Greetings and salutations. I am Poetic Heretic, back with more paranormal news. There is a new report of a Dogman attack in a forest in New York. The attack took place after the appearance of mysterious lights, which some argue suggest UFO activity. The eyewitness testimony begins with 3 friends who went on a camping trip somewhere in the southern parts of New York. They pitched their tent, ignited a fire, drank some beer, and complained about their girlfriends until the sun set. That was when everything went quote-unquote dead quiet, as the witness put it. He also remarked that the hair on the back of his neck was standing up. One of his friends said it seemed as if the air itself was humming. Then there was a deep low sound and an intense radiance far from where they were that then illuminated the entire forest. This went on for about 60 seconds and then divided into a few separate lights that descended into the woodlands. They could perceive every one of these points of light in the forest. Then after a large blast of air, they disappeared. The scent of rain filled the night, but there was none. They waited. Nothing happened. They finally decided to just ignore it and go on with their night. Once it was around 2 a.m., they went to sleep. But around 3 a.m., the witness was awakened to his friend frantically warning him that some huge thing was watching all of them. He went on to say the creature was approximately 50 feet from outside the tent, and while at first he considered it being a bear, he noticed that it stood on 2 legs. It was also moving a bit as if attempting to get a better view of the campsite. In the midst of his friend explaining all this, they heard a blood-curdling scream. The witness described it best, saying, "I've never heard anything like it before as long as I've been alive. It sounded like a pig being slaughtered, but deeper, and so loud it made your ears ring." After this, they could hear 3 or 4 additional entities sprinting towards their position. The mysterious beings then proceeded to run toward the tent, let out a snort, then raced back to the forest, repeating this over and over again. Occasionally, one of the beasts would screech and yank one of the poles of the tent, pulling the entire tent 15 or 20 inches. Part of the tent was becoming completely unstable. They were all out of options. They screamed. Very soon after, there was silence. They bolted to their truck and sped off as fast as they could. But one of the brutes was blocking the road, fully illuminated by the headlights. The witness told his friend to floor it, and then the creature got all puffed up like it was bracing itself for an attack. The witness described it as appearing 8 feet tall, with dark gray hair covering its entire body minus the front, which appeared white or yellow. Its face sort of resembled that of a dog. He noted that it definitely did not look like a Bigfoot. The menacing being refused to move. They were forced to swerve to avoid a direct collision. They proceeded to the highway at the bottom of the mountain and parked their truck. They considered telling the police about their experience, but decided against it, since they weren't sure they were even allowed to be camping where they had been, and also because they had been drinking. They awaited the sun. They returned to the campsite for their items, only to discover they had all disappeared. Nothing was left at all. And that pretty much concludes their story. While they were technically unsure what it was they had encountered that night, it is the opinion of myself and others that from the descriptions given, what they encountered was, in fact, most likely, a group of dogmen. This has been another report from Poetic Heretic. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Have you had a paranormal experience? Would you like your story featured in an upcoming video? Then head on over to facebook.com/poeticheretic and submit your story in a private message. If it is dark and scary enough, chances are I will use it in an upcoming video. Be sure to let me know who I should say the story is from, or if you wish to remain anonymous. Thanks for listening and have a defiant day.